I can't believe I'm saying this, but I am about to explain quite possibly the biggest Final Fantasy VII glitch I've ever found, and the biggest thing to happen to this game in a very long time. It has been an incredibly crazy couple of months. There's been a lot of stuff found. Cosmo Canyon Skip was found. I jumped on the back of that and found double Chocobo glitch, and then we found double Yuffie glitch. There's just been a lot of stuff going on in Final Fantasy VII. So it's crazy that this was found now, and it has nothing to do with any of that stuff. It's not piggybacking off of any other glitch. This is completely new. It's just insane that this was found. And you're going to see how ridiculous it gets. So I have a lot of explaining to do, so you're gonna have to stay with me here, because it's a lot of stuff that builds on top of other things. Long story short, we can basically smuggle 2 MP plus materias for free at 7 different parts of the game, which I'll explain. We can also smuggle 2 materia of our choosing to the Wutai side quest. And on the Steam version, we can smuggle any materia we want to any save point we want. But I'll get into all of that. But that's the long and short of it. All of this works on all versions except the original PS1 disc, and I'll explain why. And the smuggling any materia to anywhere only works on Steam. So with all that out of the way, here comes the crazy amount of explanations. So first of all, I have to shout out 2 people. The first person is Valdera. Valdera was the one that emailed me about this happening to them. They didn't know how or why or how to replicate it, but it happened to them and they messaged it to me. I also did a extensive search online to see if this happened to anyone else, and I found one Twitch clip of it happening to Twitch streamer Sereth. This happened to them, but they did not know how it happened or anything. I just found a clip of it happening to them. So those 2 people have seen this glitch before, but I had no idea how it happened. Once I found out that it happened to 2 different people at 2 different times, I decided there has to be some way to replicate this. So last night I spent like 5 hours just doing it over and over and over again, trying to figure out how it worked. And I figured it out. I figured out how to do it. It's very easy to do, very simple to do. And like I said, it works on every version but the PS1. So let me first explain just the very basic gist of how this works. So there's 7 points of the game this can work. The first Gold Saucer visit, which is the one I'm going to show off, this is as early in the game as you can do it, which is important for speedrunning because you get 2 free MP plus materias out of this, and those could be used potentially for the speedrun in certain routes. You can also do it in Cosmo Canyon twice. You can do it in the Temple of the Ancients as you're leaving. You can do it when you lose Tifa to her taking care of Cloud. You can do it anytime you can do the Wutai side quest. And you can do it when you give the black materia over to one of your party members in the Whirlwind Maze. So I'll explain how all that works, but I'm going to show off the easiest and the earliest you can do it, which is the first Gold Saucer visit. So all you have to do for this glitch to work is go to your exchange, materia exchange, scroll down to the last character. That's all you have to do. Then you're just going to exit out of the menu, and if you'll look, if we go back, the cursor position has been saved to this character. This is the reason it doesn't work on the original PS1 version, because it does not save your cursor position. I'm guessing this was added later as like a quality of life change or something. So they added it to all the versions afterwards, and that's why this glitch works. But on the original disc, it doesn't save your cursor position, so unfortunately you can't do it on the original version. So we have it all set up. I'm doing this on the PS4 version right now just because we have ×3, so it's a lot easier. Also, there's usually a cutscene here, but I already skipped through it just to save us time. So we're heading towards the part of the game where the game removes Barrett from the party. And basically what this glitch does is your cursor position is saved to the ID of the character that is at the bottom of the list, right? Well, we're about to remove one of the characters. So the pointer is not going to know which ID to point at. So instead it's going to point at some garbage memory. And this garbage memory is located, according to Mavic, about 9,000 units past the save file where it normally keeps the hex code. And it basically points at some blank memory. Blank memory is converted in hex code to FF, which is converted to 00. And the materia with the ID 00 happens to be MP+. So, if we go into our arrange and go to exchange, we are now pointing at nothing, at a bunch of garbage memory. And in this garbage memory is a full set of MP+ materias, because MP+ is hex code 00, or rather materia ID 00. So all of this materia I can't get to because the game doesn't see us as having the right equipment to like be able to take out materia. But the first two are, and I think it's because the game defaults at 2 slots and then like removes or adds wherever it needs to. So these first 2 MP+ we can grab. So you can simply just place the MP+ in your inventory, and now you have 2 free MP+ you can use for the whole rest of the game. And if you were to do this glitch again later, these would still be empty. It actually saves these. So if you were to put a materia in here, like fire, later on in the game, if you were to do this glitch again, your fire materia will still be there, and you can pick it back up. Or if you decide not to do the glitch, then fire materia is just gone forever. So yeah, it's kind of like this little materia bank, basically, that you can only get to 7 times throughout the game. So that's the very general, easy, simple method to doing it, right? However, we've been doing some researching over the last couple hours, and we found a couple interesting things. Probably the most interesting thing is you can use this glitch to smuggle materia into the Wutai side quest, which is huge. Absolutely crazy that you can do this. If you would have told me any amount of years ago that you could smuggle materia into the Wutai side quest, it would have blown my mind. So we're going to go to where we lose Tifa, right? And we're going to set up the same glitch. So we're going to point to Sid here, which is the last person. And just to make things a little easier, we're going to go ahead and place the materia we want in Sid. So we're going to give him let's give him 2 summon materias, Bahamut and Neo Bahamut. So there we go, we're pointing at Sid. Now we're going to go ahead and lose Tifa. And this cutscene's a little long, so I might skip through this. Okay, so here we are. This is where Sid takes over. And since we lost Tifa, if we go into exchange, we are now back to our garbage memory here. So instead of taking the MP+ and just being happy with that, we're going to go ahead and store the Neo Bahamut and the Bahamut in this garbage memory, which will not get wiped unless we go back to the main menu, like game over or quit the game. Or if we scroll up, I'll show you actually, because we can go ahead and let this happen. So if I scroll up and scroll back down, it's gone. But it's still saved in there. It'll be saved in there until we game over or quit the game. So, I've now successfully lost my Neo Bahamut and Bahamut materia. But we're going to go get it back with another version of the glitch, which, like I said, you can also pull this off in the Wutai side quest because you lose Yuffie. And it just so happens that you lose Yuffie right before, or right at the same time, really, that you're losing your materia. So, if we set up the glitch, put our cursor right down there, go lose Yuffie. She has now stolen all of our materia. So our materia is all gone. But we still have our reserve materia that the game has no idea is there. And it just so happens that we lost Yuffie, which means we've just set up the glitch again. So, what do you know? Our Neo Bahamut and our Bahamut are still here. We can now walk into the Wutai side quest. And we have 2 materia of our choosing. Any materia you'd like. Now, just to reiterate this for people that don't know, if you have enough materia, Yuffie does not steal all of it. Yuffie can only steal 48 pieces of materia, and then the rest she leaves. But it happens in a hierarchy, so like she'll always steal the best materia first, and she'll leave you with like crappy fire and ice materia. But in this instance, we could pick whatever we want. We could bring in Knights of the Round, we could bring in Neo Bahamut, whatever it is we want to bring. So this definitely makes the Wutai side quest a little easier. So that's that. Like I said, smuggling the materia into Wutai and smuggling the extra MP Plus materias can be done on any version of the game except the original PS1 version. However, there's one more piece of there's one more piece to this puzzle that will absolutely change everything. And it's on the Steam version. So, how do I even begin to explain this? The Steam version does something a little different with memory. It's the reason that wrong warping, Yuffie warping, game over warping, all that crazy stuff that happens in the speedrun, it's the reason all that is possible in the Steam version and not in any of the other versions. It's because when you game over in the Steam version, it does not wipe your registry. So any battle IDs, field IDs, garbage memory, all that stuff doesn't get wiped when you game over in the Steam version. So that is why when you do specific things, set up specific save files, game over, and then do something in another save file, the game can accidentally grab from wrong pieces of memory. That's why all the wrong warping and stuff happens. So when it comes to this glitch, there's a couple problems, a couple small problems with the Steam version. You can load any save you want. I'm going to load a save in the final dungeon. And move your cursor down to Sid. And game over. And the game will remember where your cursor is, even through save files. So this means you don't need anyone to leave the party. You don't need to be in one of those 7 places I talked about before. You could just load any save that has less characters than this save, and it'll work. So, we need to game over real quick. And load any save that has less characters than this save, which this save has all the characters. So what I've done is I've created a file where we split up in the final dungeon, which is good because I can show you one more thing. But I've made a file where we split up in the final dungeon. So in that file, I only have 3 party members. So this glitch will work because in this file I have all the characters. Yeah, this is where stuff gets real. So now we've game overed, and the game has not cleared our registry. So we're still pointing at Sid. But we're about to load a save where we don't have any of those characters. In this save, we only have Cloud, Barret, and Tifa. So when I go to the menu, I now have all of these blank spots where these characters are supposed to be. Now, a couple small things, if you're looking into doing this for your speedrun or, doing this glitch for yourself, a couple important notes. For one, all of these empty boxes point to the same part in registry. I don't know if there's an easier way to explain that, but, basically, to give a stupid metaphor, these are all treasure maps leading to the same treasure. So, if I move the MP Plus out of this, all of them will lose the same MP Plus. This isn't 4 different characters, all with 2 MP Pluses each. I'm not getting 8 MP Pluses here. These are all the same 2 MP Pluses, if that makes sense. The second thing you need to know is that for whatever reason, I don't know what causes this, but if you do this specific glitch in the final dungeon, for whatever strange reason, you're not allowed to scroll down here. So you need to do this in a way that you only scroll to the right and left. So you need to select your MP Plus and then scroll to the right and choose which materia you want. You can't go up and choose the materia that everyone else has in their inventory. You could exit out of this menu and remove the materia if you want and then go back to here. That would be fine. But as soon as you scroll up, the game's not going to let you scroll back down. It's some kind of strange... it's something strange with the way the North Crater works. So, anyways, yeah, we haven't done the glitch, we haven't lost any party members, and this is a completely different save file. But here we are, so I can put any materia I want into the registry now. I'm gonna pick Knights of the Round, and I'm also gonna pick HP to MP. So now those are permanently in the registry. I can go get them on any save I want. So we're going to game over again, and we're going to pick another save file. Good thing I got a dragon, it'll help me game over quicker. Well, sorta. He's kind of weak. And here's where the magic happens. Here's where I retire from Final Fantasy VII forever, because I'll never find anything as stupid as what you're about to see. So now, the Knights of the Round materia and the HP to MP materia are permanently saved in that registry until we turn off the game. So, we can load another save file that also has less characters, like this one. Actually, I'll do this one. And what do you know? It seems as if Barret has gotten a small upgrade. And I'll leave you with this image to be permanently burned in your retinas forever. As I say, I have completely destroyed Final Fantasy VII for potentially the final time. F in the chat, boys. F in the chat. There isn't even an animation for this field for Knights of the Round. Have fun. Have fun with this stupid glitch. I look forward to the PC New Game Plus runs.